Welcome back everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we will be discussing the triangle theorems and let us start. So what the theorem says is that if a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, then the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Okay, so what the theorem says, let us now focus on the diagram. So let me zoom it a bit. Okay, so what it says is that now for the timing only focus on the red lines. Okay, the significance of the yellow lines I will tell that later. So what the theorem says is that there is a triangle ABC is a triangle and a straight line DE is drawn parallel to side BC which cuts the other two sides, that is AB and AC, at the points D and E. So DE is a straight line parallel to BC which cuts the other two sides AB and AC at D and E respectively. And what the theorem is telling us to prove that if DE is parallel to BC, then the point D and E actually divides the lines AB and AC in the same ratio. That is, here you can see that DE, this line segment DE, is actually dividing AB into two parts, AD and DB, and also AC into two parts, AE and EC. So the theorem is telling us that if this thing is occurring, then AD by DB equals AE by EC. It actually means that the line DE is dividing the lines AB and AC in the same ratio. That is, AD by DB equals AE by EC. So let us now again zoom out and see again. So given that in triangle ABC DE is parallel to BC, so what I just said, DE is parallel to BC, and if this thing is occurring, DE is parallel to BC, then we have to prove that AD by DB is AE by EC. Okay, so to prove this thing we need to do a bit of construction. So the constructions we need actually here are BE and CE are joined first. Okay, so here BE and CD are joined, so BE and CD are joined first, and the next two constructions are DM is perpendicular to AC is drawn. So DM is a line which is perpendicular to AC. Okay, and again EN is another line which is perpendicular to AB. So basically whatever I have drawn here in the yellowish lines, these are all my constructions, and the red lines are my actual figure. So let me zoom again. So let me explain again what are the constructions. So the constructions here are joining of BE and CD, and the other two constructions are DM is a line which is drawn perpendicular to AC, and EN here, this one is a line which is perpendicular to the side AB. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now let us see the proof. Now before seeing the proof, you must think about the approach on how to prove this theorem, right? So in the initial stages, whenever you encounter this type of theorems, maybe some extras or riders also, so here you can see that they are asking us to prove something in a ratio, like something algebraic. Actually, in geometry we mainly deal with lengths and all those things, but here what they are asking us to prove is a ratio, which is a bit of algebraic thing, right? So how to just include this AD, DB, AE, EC and come to such a result? So the first type of approach is to find area of triangles which contains these sides AD, DB, AE and EC. For example, let us take this triangle ADE, this one. So here we can consider DM as, by construction, DM is perpendicular to AC, that means DM is actually perpendicular to AE. So if AE is the base and DM is the height, then we can write this area of this triangle ADE as half into DM into AE, right? So basically we have written the area of a triangle in terms of its base and height, and we have included the side AE, which is actually included also in our result. Here you can see AE is there. So you can think of some algebraic manipulations regarding the area of triangles. If we can find such 3-4 areas of 3-4 distinct triangles and maybe do some algebraic manipulations with them, including these sides AD, DB, AE and EC, maybe we can finally come to such a result by some algebraic manipulations. Okay, so let us now start the proof. So as I said we have to consider the areas and do some algebraic manipulations with them. So first thing, we start with area of triangle ADE, right? So let me zoom a bit, it will be easier for you to understand then. So area of triangle ADE. So here you can see that if we consider AD as the base, and by construction we have drawn EN perpendicular to AD. So in this triangle ADE, you should be careful, in this triangle ADE, if AD is the base, we can consider EN as the height, and we can write that area of triangle ADE is half into AD into EN, that is half into base into height. Okay, this is clear, I guess. Now again in the same triangle ADE, okay, in the same triangle ADE, if we consider AE as the base, and by construction we have drawn DM perpendicular to AE, so we can write again the area of the same triangle ADE as half into base into height, that is half into AE. This is AE is the base and height is DM, so half into AE into DM. Okay, so why did we take the triangle ADE? Why not other triangles? So for that you need to understand one thing. You have to look here. In the proof we are having terms like AD and AE, right? So our target should be to find such triangles where these sides are included. So in triangle ADE, you see that in the first case I have included AD somehow, right? And in the second case I have included AE. So basically I am approaching towards the solution. Okay, so that's why I selected triangle ADE, because in that triangle I have these sides, and maybe after some time with some algebraic manipulations I can get to my desired result. Okay, so now again going a bit further, now let us consider what are the other sides included. See, other sides are DB here and DBEC is also there. So one thing we can do, we can see here clearly that DB is this part and EC is this part. So maybe we can, let me zoom a bit. So maybe we can consider triangles like DBE which contains DB and triangles like DEC which contains EC, and with some manipulations we can get to the result. Okay, so that's why I have chosen here triangle DBE. In triangle DBE, again we have to write the area. So now this is a bit conceptual. You have to understand this thing, how to write the area of triangle DBE. So you can see DB is the base, and this base DB actually lies on AB, right? So we can say that AB or DA is an extension of the base DB. Again listen carefully, that this base AB is actually an extension of the base DB, right? And here we have already drawn by construction EN perpendicular to AB. So basically if AB is the base, which is actually if AB is a line segment which is actually an extension of DB, we can consider the AB as the base and EN as the perpendicular. Okay, I think you need a bit of more understanding for this, so let me just make you understand. For example, you have a triangle like this. Okay, for example, you have a triangle like this. You just see this thing. Okay, you have a triangle like this. Okay, and let this base be extended. So if this is the side BC of a triangle and this is vertex A, so this height is actually H and this is the height. Now this is the same thing if the vertex is the same and the base is extended, this is also the same height, right? To be more precise, if we draw a triangle like this, if a triangle is like this, for example, this is the triangle, So to draw the height, you will just put the perpendicular from here, and the foot of the perpendicular will be on the extension of the base, right? But this is actually the height. So this is the thing here. Here, So here you can see that DEAB is an extension of the base DB, and EN is perpendicular from E on extension of the base. Therefore, we can consider EN as the height and DB as the base. So I hope this is clear. So I have just written that thing, that area of triangle DBE is half into DB, this is the base, into height EN, right? EN. Now, okay, now coming to the next triangle, that is the DEC here. So again I have done the same thing here. Area of triangle DEC is half into EC into DM. Now again the same thing is also here. In this triangle DEC, you can see clearly that AC is an extension of the base EC, and DM here by construction is a perpendicular on the AC, right? So we can say that actually DM is the height and EC is the base. So I hope this is clear. This is the same thing. So I have written that thing, that area of triangle DEC is half into EC, that is the base, into DM. Okay. Now come to the right hand part of the screen. That now triangle DBE and triangle DEC are on the same base DE and are between the same parallel lines DE and BC. Now look here, that triangle DBE, okay, this triangle DBE and triangle DEC, these are on the same base DE, and DE and BC are parallel, so they are also having the same height. I hope this is clear, that here DE and BC are parallel, so distance between them are the same. And these triangles DBE and DEC, they are lying on the same base DE, and they also have the same height, then their area must also be the same, right? Because if two triangles are on the same base and between the same height, then their area are the same. So now we are equating the two areas of triangle DBE and triangle DEC. So we are doing the same thing. Area of triangle DBC equals area of triangle DEC, and here you can see that this is the area of triangle DBE and this is area of triangle DEC. So we are just equating that one, half into DB into EN equals half into EC into DM, and from that we finally come to the point where DB by EC equals DM by EN. So you can see here that what I just told you at the beginning, that with the help of this, with the help of the area of triangle, we are finally reaching towards our final result. So you can see that we have finally come to a point which looks quite similar to this one, okay? But here the terms involved are AD, AE, DB and EC, and in this result we have got here DB and EC are there, but DM and EN, these are actually unwanted. We don't need that one. So basically we have already achieved half of the result, AD and EC. DB and EC, DB and EC, right? So we have to omit this DM by EN part somehow and get the other required expressions, right? Now let us look back a bit. In the first we did that, we wrote the area of triangle ADE, this is triangle ADE, we wrote the area of triangle ADE in two different ways, right? Considering AE as the base first, we wrote the area, and again considering AD as the base, we again have written the area. So basically these two areas are also the same because they are of the same triangle ADE. So we can also equate the first two areas of which are same of triangle ADE. So now we are doing that thing, we are equating 1 and 2, that is these two areas, and while equating these two, we are again getting a relation like AE by ED equals EN by DM. Now you can see here EN by DM is here, and here DM by EN is there. So now comparing these two equations, now comparing equation 3 and equation 4, the right hand side, which is actually the second one is actually the reciprocal of the first equation. So comparing the right hand sides, we can finally get to a point where dB by EC, this one dB by EC equals the reciprocal of this, so AD by AE. And from that, with a simple algebraic manipulation, that is AD by dB, dB comes down, so AD by dB equals AE by EC. So I hope this is clear how to think while solving this type of problems. So I hope you guys liked my lecture, and I hope I am able to make you understand. So please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like the video, and more videos are coming. So please stay tuned. I will be back soon.